Welcome to your yoga practice. My name is Christine Wilson. I am a 500-hour registered yoga teacher, and I am currently in training to be a yoga therapist. Um, Part of our training was about helping support people who have been diagnosed with or been treated for or are currently undergoing treatment or are survivors of breast cancer and other types of cancers. And I was compelled to reach out to this group by a yoga therapy client who is part of your organization. I don't see her logged on today, but hopefully she'll be able to make it one of these days. But I really am grateful that you're allowing me to come into your space and teach to you. Also, I want to say that if at any point I guide you or suggest that you do something that is painful for you or makes you feel uncomfortable in any way, to please honor your own inner wisdom and your own body's guidance and give yourself what you need. That being said, really, if you can breathe, you can do yoga. And I'm pretty sure everybody that's here is breathing. So you're already doing yoga, just being connected with your breath. So if all you want to do is sit in your chair and breathe, you're doing some intentional work right there, just coming into your own body. Let's see what else. I guess we'll just go ahead and get started with the breathing. First of all, and I see I've got some weird reflection on my glasses, so I'm not going to be able to see as much now. I'm a little bit nervous and intimidated by this group. You are all such amazing, courageous people. I just want to acknowledge that here. But I do want to bring to you a practice that is hopefully going to help you get in touch with your nervous systems. And I don't know how much anybody understands about the nervous system and how it works with the immune system. I didn't know very much until I started doing my yoga therapy training. But when our nervous systems are activated, when we're in a stress response, our bodies create adrenaline and cortisol and those kinds of stress hormones so that we can meet the stress. But what happens when those hormones are flooding our bodies is our immune system is then suppressed. Because when we're busy running away from a bear or fighting off a threat, our body isn't making any hormones to help ourselves heal. It is only making hormones that are going to help us to meet that stress. But when we can get out of the stress response, then our immune system comes back on board. So a lot of times if your stress response is triggered, you might notice that you don't sleep really well. You have a hard time with elimination, maybe diarrhea or constipation. You have a hard time healing. Maybe wounds don't heal as quickly. But when we can calm down, when we can bring ourselves into that nice homeostasis place, then we can bring on our parasympathetic nervous system, the one that supports healthy deep rest, healthy digestion, healthy elimination, and all of those things. And unfortunately, our bodies really don't know the difference between the stress of running away from a bear or a saber-toothed tiger or just dealing with something from work. It secretes the same stress hormones. And so many of us, especially in our Western culture, are in this state of low grade stress response all the time. And our bodies are not meant to do that. Our bodies are meant to maybe do that for 5 or 10 minutes as we're running away from the threat. It's not meant to be like that for 2 hours sitting in traffic, or something like that. So anyway, all that being said, let's just nourish our nervous systems today and begin to really notice what is happening in your body. So right here at the beginning, you might just notice how you're breathing, where your breath is. And just take a moment to kind of settle in and notice your breath. It might be the first time all day, or maybe the first time ever that you just paid attention to what your breath is doing. And if you notice that your breathing is erratic or really high in your chest, that might be an indication from your nervous system that its stress response is triggered. But just like our breath can communicate to us when our nervous system is triggered, we can also use our breath to communicate to our nervous system that we're actually safe right now, that we're actually okay, that we don't need to be secreting cortisol and adrenaline right now. And the way that we do that is by deepening the breath. So let's just start right there. You can be sitting on a chair or a physio ball or on your couch or the edge of your bed, or if you have a yoga mat and you want to sit down on the floor, go ahead and take whatever comfortable seat that you would like to take today. And then just begin to deepen your breath a little bit. See if you can encourage the breath to come a little deeper down into your belly. You might soften your gaze, or if you feel comfortable to do so, close your eyes so that you can really come inward and notice your breath. And you might even take an attitude of welcome to your breath, welcoming it into your body like it's an old friend that you haven't really talked to for a while, you haven't really seen. And just welcome the breath into your body. Just being aware of how you can start to slow and deepen your breath. And as you're there with your breath, also bring your attention to the parts of your body that are on the support that you have chosen for your practice today. Maybe it is your feet on the floor, whether in socks or shoes or barefoot. Maybe your sit bones sitting on your mat or your physio ball, sitting on your chair. If you've ever heard somebody say, I just need to get grounded, this is exactly what they're talking about. Literally feeling the ground underneath you, bringing yourself right here into the present moment. And yoga is kind of a quiet practice. And when we're on the go a lot in our regular daily lives, it can almost feel a little boring. When are we going to move? When are we going to stretch? But maybe invite yourself to just be quiet with yourself and be still and be with your breath. And then you might begin to notice your posture. And if it feels right to you, you might begin to lengthen up through your spine, really pressing down into your sit bones, your feet, and begin to lengthen up towards the sky from the base of your skull, encouraging yourself to just get a little bit taller, a little bit stronger in your spine. And then bring your attention again down to your breath. And let's just bring our hands one at a time over the belly. And I'm going to move my chair back so that you can all see. Oh, and I'll take off my socks so that you're not assaulted by the clashing patterns that I'm wearing today. We're just going to bring our hands right here to the belly. And as you inhale, really let your belly expand into your hands. And as you exhale, just notice your hands coming in closer towards your spine. Just really softly and gently. And the belly can be a really vulnerable place. Us as women especially, there's a lot of pressure to not even have a belly. But let's just bring a little gentle kindness to the belly as we breathe into the hands. And you might even bring an attitude of gentleness, of tenderness to your hands, almost as if you're holding the belly of a small child, maybe. Or maybe stroking your furry family member. That same attitude of tenderness you can bring to yourself. Just beginning to communicate using your breath to your nervous system, that you're safe in your body, that you're safe in this space, that it is okay to restore, to relax, to replenish and renew yourself. Let's just stay with that in this quiet for 3 more full cycles of breath. Inviting yourself to be present here in your practice and in your body. And then as you're ready, you might release your hands, always knowing you can release any posture you're in whenever your body tells you it's time to. And let's take 3 cleansing breaths. So we're going to take a nice big inhale through the nose, and when you exhale, let it go out the mouth or nose with a big sigh, like you're dropping a heavy weight. So it'll look like this. Do that 2 more times. Maybe make an audible sound. And then we'll come back to inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then we're going to do a little bit of shaking. So let's just bring the arms out and begin to shake the arms, maybe like you're shaking water off your hands. This is another way that we can discharge that stress response. If you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed out, you can just shake it off, literally. And this is what animals do out in the wild when they have been in a fight or been running away from a threat. They shake it off. And a lot of times as human beings, we just hug all that into ourselves. We hold it in. We don't let it out. So today we're going to let it all out. And then maybe you lift up your legs and start to shake one leg and then the other. Maybe you shake everything at the same time and you just let it all out, and you might reach your arms up or out if that feels nice and just shake and let it go. And you might even make some noises if you want to. You could and just get it all out. And we'll just stay with this for another few seconds. Just let it go, maybe reclaiming some of that sense of playfulness that we really don't get to do in our daily lives, and just be silly and fun with your body. When you've had enough of that, let's take another one of those big cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a big sigh, let it go. And then just sit with your breath for a moment and assess your energy, assess the quality of your mind. Notice what you notice. You might notice you're a little warmer. Maybe you can detect your heart beating inside of you. And then let's bring our two palms together. Maybe right here at your heart. And a lot of yoga is setting of intention. So your intention for your practice today might be to get stronger, might be to be more flexible, might be to calm your nervous system down. Whatever your intention is for your practice today, just set that within you. And if you have no intention, maybe you can join me in mine to be present with whatever experience arises for you. Just be present. And if it feels right to you, you might even tilt your chin down towards your chest, bowing down to your own inner wisdom. Acknowledging your body and all of its processes and how they all work together to support you. And if you like, you can begin to rub your hands together and create a little heat. A little more heat, maybe. I don't know about you all, but I'm 54 years old and I get heat at all kinds of different times. So maybe you've got some heat you're already working with. We're just going to create a little bit of friction, a little bit of energy, and then let's take those hands and cup them over the eyes. Maybe you touch your face, maybe you just let your hands hover here. And just coming into this little dark space for a moment to rest your eyes. It's another thing we don't acknowledge in this Western world is we spend a lot of time looking at devices for work, looking at our phones. So give your eyes a little break. And then bring your fingertips to the hairline at the top of your forehead. And you might just make some little circles here, beginning to massage along the hairline. Maybe you prefer to do some tapping, or you might want to really get rubbing, or just maybe some little circles, whatever touch your body likes. And then begin to move your hands apart from each other, coming down towards the temples, the corners of the eyes. And then you might come down in front of the ears. You might open the mouth a little bit and release the jaw and come down along the jawline where the jaw meets the bottom of the ear. That can be a really tender place for us. Our mouths get a lot of exercise, and a lot of people hold tension in their jaw. You might be a teeth grinder or a clencher. And so it might feel really nice to just get down into the jaw. And anywhere along there that you feel like you want to show yourself a little attention, feel free to find that organic movement. Maybe you want to come back up to the temples, stay here at the jaw, and maybe even come down the jawline a little bit with the thumbs, down towards the chin. And then let's just release the hands to your lap. Find your strong, tall spine once again. Find yourself grounded. And with your next inhale, use the breath to raise your chin up towards the sky any amount. Being careful with the back of your neck, letting it tell you where is far enough. And as you exhale, bend your chin in towards the base of your throat. So we're really keeping the movement localized in the neck and the throat, inhaling up towards the sky. And inhaling to tuck the chin in towards the throat. Let's find 2 more like that. Just keeping the movements localized in the neck and in the throat. And then the next time you inhale your gaze up, as you exhale, bring your chin over towards the right shoulder. And then we'll inhale up, back through center again. And exhale the chin down towards the left shoulder. Let's do that again to each side. Inhaling up and around to the right. And up and around to the left. Let's inhale together up to center once again. And then exhale, bringing your chin level to the earth. And then let's get into the shoulders a little bit here. So as you inhale, you might open the throat, look up towards the sky, and then draw your shoulder blades down and back, lifting your heart up. And as you exhale, bend the neck forward, round the chest inward, and draw the shoulder blades apart, making space behind the heart. Inhale, you might bend the elbows and draw them back towards your waist. Exhale, you might straighten the elbows and reach them out along your legs. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling to open. And again, just find your healthy edge. Find a boundary that works for you. We never ever want to experience pain in any posture, but a certain amount of discomfort might become apparent to you as you find new boundaries, new places to heal. And then the next time we inhale, let's all come back together to a nice tall spine. And then let's really get the whole spine involved in this cat-cow action. We call it cow as we inhale the heart forward. And this time we're arching the back body, bringing the belly forward. And as we exhale, let's round the spine, maybe rocking back onto the tailbone a little bit, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, draw the shoulders down and back. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Let's do 2 more right here. Let the movement take the whole length of the breath if you can. And then maybe the next time you inhale into cow, you reach your arms out to the side and open up, palms facing forward. And the next time you exhale into cat, you gently sweep your arms forward and reach your fingertips out and beyond. Any amount that feels good for you, open up as you inhale. And round forward as you exhale. Let's do 2 more at your own pace, moving with your breath and as much subtlety or as big of motions as feel good in your body today. 1 more time, let's exhale back into cat. And then the next time you inhale, let's reach the arms up alongside the ears. As you exhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. So they're not up here in your ears, but they're making space. And then we're gonna just reach one hand up and then the other. Maybe you pretend you're climbing a rope. Maybe you're climbing a ladder. Maybe you're just reaching. Whatever feels nice to you. Couple more on each side. Just opening up space in the ribs. And again, reach as much as feels good to you. Don't go beyond discomfort into pain, but maybe be okay with finding where that edge of discomfort is. And then we'll breathe both arms up to the sky, wiggle the fingers, and then exhale, turn your palms out and let your arms float down. Let's roll the shoulders up and back and down a couple of times. And then let's get into the hips a little bit. So we're either going to cross the right ankle over the left ankle, or the right knee over the left knee, or come into figure 4, rest your right ankle on top of the left thigh. So everybody's body is different. Take the posture that works best for you. And once you get wherever you decide you're going today, press into that supporting foot, find your tall spine, and find your breath. Next time you inhale, press down into your seat as you lift the skull up towards the sky. And as you exhale, hinge forward at your hips any amount, just until you find that first edge. Maybe there's a sensation in your low back, maybe your right hip. Keep your chin tucked gently to keep your neck safe and long. You might stay right here, or if you can keep grounded in the sit bones, you might want to hinge forward a little bit more. And again, wherever you are, try to invite the breath really deep into the low belly. And with this constriction of the belly against the thighs, you'll notice that it has nowhere to go but the low back. So really savor the sensation of the breath spreading through the low back and out into the hips. Literally massaging yourself from the inside out with the power of your breath. Use your next inhale to come all the way back to that tall spine. As you exhale, take your left hand over to your right knee, wherever it happens to be. And then rotate your heart so that it is also in alignment with your right knee. Let's find that same little cat-cow motion we did earlier. So from right here, let's inhale, open the throat, maybe draw the shoulders down and back. And as you exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Maybe you say hello to your low back here. Inhale to open any amount. Exhale to round inward. Inhale to open. Come to your tall spine. And then we're just going to bring that right hand maybe to your right hip, maybe to your chair, and find a little gentle twist towards your right. Inhale, finding length in your spine. Exhale, find a little softness or maybe even deepen the twist a little bit. One more full breath wherever you are. And then use your next exhale to come back to center, unwind, and we'll just rock the knees a little bit from side to side, just kind of shaking it out there. And then we got to even it out. So let's do the opposite side. Bring your left ankle in front of your right, your left knee on top of the right one, or the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Find whatever posture is working for you today. And it might feel a little different on this side than it did on the first side. You might find you have a little bit more space, a little bit more range of motion, or maybe a little less. Just notice these things with curiosity about your body, just getting to know your body and all of its subtleties without any judgment. Let's inhale and find length. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Keep those sit bones grounded. And find that first edge, that first place of sensation. Tuck your chin to keep your neck a nice long extension of your spine. And you might stay here, or you might use your next exhale to come a little bit closer to your thighs. Another full breath right here. And then with your next inhale, come all the way back up to your spine. And bring your right hand to your left knee. Let's inhale, lift the gaze, lift the heart, draw the shoulders down and back. Exhale, tuck the chin in, draw the belly button in, round the spine, find your cat back. Inhale to lift and open. Exhale to round the spine. One more right here. The next inhale, we'll come back to a nice straight, tall spine, and we'll bring the left hand around to the left hip or to your chair, whatever makes sense for your situation. And we'll just look back over that left shoulder any amount, finding length with every inhale, finding a little softness, maybe a little more depth with your exhale. Invite the breath to come deep into the low belly. One more full cycle of breath right here. And then use your exhale to unwind. Bring the feet back down to the earth, and we'll just rock from side to side. And then let's take the knees out a little bit wider. Or if your chair doesn't allow, you might need to sit on the corner of your chair. Mine kind of pops up right here, so it doesn't let me find this range of motion. But the knees might be just 6 inches apart from one another, or maybe 2 feet, wherever is comfortable for you today. And just bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Find your tall spine with your inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the left and kind of drop that right shoulder in towards center. Inhale back up to your tall spine. Exhale, twist to the right and bring that left shoulder in towards center. We'll just keep moving from side to side like this. And you might want to stay nice and tall and uplifted here. Or you might want to really bend over that left thigh and use the leverage of your right hand into the right thigh to get a little bit deeper. Notice where you feel the sensation. Notice where you feel your breath. You can get your neck involved, your shoulders involved as much as you like. Let's just go a couple more times to each side. And then we'll inhale back to a tall spine, back to center. Realign your hips and your thighs and your shins so everything's nice and parallel. Let's inhale and open the arms out to either side. Exhale to bring the palms towards one another. This time, let's inhale, bend the elbows and open up the arms like cactus arms. And then we'll exhale to bring the forearms towards one another. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Just finding your edge. This time, let's inhale, open up to find our cactus arms. And then you're just going to shift one arm up and one arm down. Doesn't matter which one, whatever your body intuitively says. And then we're going to straighten out those arms and wrap them around the shoulders. You might inch your fingertips back a little farther behind and literally give yourself a squeeze here, giving yourself a hug. You can take your chin down into that crook of your elbows and come inward a little bit here. Bowing down to yourself in gratitude for doing something new today, stepping out of your comfort zone, for doing something to nourish your nervous system and your immune system. And just because you're worthy of being hugged and held and supported, feel free to stay here with this hug and this posture for as long as your time allows. But as our time here together is coming to an end, I invite you to open up those arms once again. Reach them up towards the sky. Bring your palms together. And exhale, bringing your hands back to meet your heart. It's traditional in yoga to have the salutation namaste at the end of each practice. It means the light that is within me honors, respects, and reveres the light within each of you. Namaste.